Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Avexys, and right here we have a Gears of War Reloaded Gnasher shotgun tutorial. Whether you are new to the game or an experienced player, this tutorial is guaranteed to help you and make sure that you are successful in this game. In this video, we will be going over the basics, some technique and movement, the shot types, and we'll give you some combat scenarios to get you on point. This entire video is filled with secret tips and tricks, and you can trust me because I was a Gears of War champion and MVP. Now make sure you like this video and subscribe so you never miss another pro tip. The first part is a little bit long, but this matters so much before you even hop into a game. All right, now the first thing I want to give you people is the correct settings to play on the best thing possible, man. It's time to put you guys on game. All right, so invert both of these axes, keep it on no. Look, sensitivity, target, zoom, all on 30s. This is a very slow Gears of War game. Playing anything below like 25, 23 is gonna make you feel like you can't turn around at times or be able to adjust your aim correctly. So I would mess around in there for all of you guys' personal preferences. I promise you 30s does not feel too fast as it would in like Gears 5. It feels a lot slower in this game. 30s in this game feels like 20s in Gears 5, for real. So you wanna max this out. It's gonna, make you feel very reactive, as reactive as possible in this game as you can on controller. And it's gonna lessen the gap between you and an MK player, just in case you play against some keyboarders. They can instantly 180 and stuff like that. And you're not gonna be able to. So you wanna max your sensitivity out like that. It's gonna feel good, I promise that. All right, vibration, this is completely personal preference, up to you guys. Control scheme, it's alternate. This is probably the most important part of this entire video, all right? Alternate control scheme, what it does is it actually allows you, instead of rolling with your A button, you will actually roll with your X button, okay? This takes away the possibility of you rolling in mistake when you're trying to learn how to wall bounce or you're trying to wall bounce in general, okay? And what it does is it also makes it where you hold it down to ready run. And this helps when you tap A. If you want to do like a cover swap, you tap A and you go tap X. I'm gonna teach you how to do that as well in this video. But make sure you play alternate control scheme. It's the best thing for wall bouncing. It lessens the amount of mistakes you make when you are trying to wall bounce, and it's very good to play on. Everything else here, default. Omnidirectional evade is actually good to have this on. You get to roll in the diagonal cardinal directions instead of this. Instead of the cardinal directions like front, left, right, back. You know what I mean? You get to do diagonal left, diagonal right, diagonal back left, diagonal back right. So it's good, in case you want to roll back into cover that's behind you or something like that, or roll forward into cover that's behind you. Whatever the case may be, it is good to play on this. And if you do play default, no, this will not lessen the amount of chances you have at misrolling. You'll just do some more awkward looking misrolls. It's literally all that happens. Controller customization. I haven't toyed around with this too much, but I'm pretty sure that just playing Austin is good enough. I noticed that does have a cover and run with the custom controller settings, but I just don't think it's good enough to play on yet. I think there's like a few little bugs that happens with it. It can feel a little glitchy. So let's play on alternate for now. Now let's go to game settings. This is for you guys as well. You definitely want to mess with this. Turn off camera shake. All right, that's probably the most important thing. Other than this is like colorblind settings and stuff. Some cool new settings they added in this game. You could change the reticle color to your liking. You could change the ring color. You could change the omen color. This is all to you guys liking. I just keep my stuff default because I don't really mind. You know what I mean? Let me turn my cog ring back to blue though. I do want to change that because then if they both look the same, you'll never know who's really capping the ring. It can look a little weird, you know what I mean? So definitely want to keep those at least different for sure. Color brown preset, y'all choice. Quick taps, this doesn't really change anything. It just makes it like, instead of tapping A to get up, like when you go down, you hold it. But I think it's actually faster to still do quick taps on and manually press it. Camera shake, once again, most important thing, keep everything else on here on unless you want to play with gore off. Tilt up icons helps you. Let's say you're like walking over a weapon and you want to see it. It allows you to still see the weapon, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of times that it's gonna look like a weapon is like close to another gun on the ground, and you're able to hover over it, and it allows you to see which gun you're actually about to pick up. So keep that on for sure. Now, in order for you to get good with the Gnasher, the first thing you need to understand is the spread pattern, the damage zones, and the effective range. Now let's start with your spread pattern. The spread pattern is when you shoot your shotgun, you are able to see where each pellet goes. This stays very consistent, but when you hit fire, your spread actually starts off a little bit tighter and then it widens very fast. But when you aim, your spread actually stays right inside of the reticle and will spread ever so slightly. This is what leads to your damage. Each of those pellets does a specific small amount of damage based on what range you're at. In these very close instances, we call this the one-shot chunk range. There are two ways to chunk an opponent. You can either do it in one shot, and you have to hit every single pellet in order to go over 100% damage on your opponent, and that is within the very point blank range. These screenshots is exactly what point blank range. Anything outside of this is gonna take over one shot to kill them. You can also end up one-shotting your opponent after shooting a few shots. Yes, it's not technically a one shot, but what I mean by this is if you have your opponent already pretty hurt, it makes it a lot easier to finish them off with a one-shot kill. The amount of pellets you hit within chunk range is a lot more forgiving when you have your opponent already hurt because you don't need to hit them with the entire spread. Now, the two-shot down range is anything outside of one-shot down range that's still very close, but only up to about like 3-4 feet away in game. This is what the two-shot down range will look like at maximum distance. Now let's go to the 3- and 4-shot down range. This is actually where the drop-off begins of your shotgun, and anything outside of this, you should not be using a shotgun. It's about time to use another weapon. Pull out your pistol, your lancer, anything else. Anything past this point, you can see I'm staying in cover here. I'm just shooting my opponent multiple times. It takes me 4 shots to down him. Had he took a few more steps forward, he'd be in 3-shot range. Few more than that, 2-shot range. There is one more thing I have to include because this can make your fights feel a lot more consistent. Right there. Make sure you are getting active reloads as they are available because it does make your shotgun shot stronger. So this means it will take less pellets to chunk your opponent. It will take less pellets to down your opponent. And on top of that, you can further your 2-shot and 3-shot down range simply by having an active reload. Now let's get into movement techniques. Now this is where you're gonna learn wall balancing and strafing. These are going to be very concise versions of it. I will make a super advanced movement guide at a later date. Make sure you're on the lookout for it. Once again, comment, like, and subscribe, and stay notified, and you will see it soon. Now, strafing is actually very simple, and you will be using it a lot in this game. There's going to be times you're going to be caught in the open, and all you can do is strafe your way out and try to look for the nearest cover in the meantime and make your decision. All strafing really is moving your left stick left and right while keeping your aim centered. You can move your screen with it, and it'll actually look a little bit crazier on your opponent's point of view, making them miss more shots. But a simpler version is just literally move your left stick left and right in a fast motion. This little wiggle your character does, I promise you, it makes your character a lot more harder to hit and a little bit more unpredictable. How to wall bounce 101. Okay. This game, it takes left and right stick. Gears 5, it was just left stick. You just press left, press A, get off the cover, right? This one, you actually want to look towards the cover you're going towards. It makes it a lot easier. So you look the cover you want to go towards, you press A, and you press back on that same, on the left stick. You look the next one, press A, press back. You literally just sync them up, and now you're wall bouncing. But what makes you actually good at movement in this game is syncing them together. After movement, this is a very important step. You have to learn the different skill shots in Gears of War. Now, these few skill shots are very important in order for you to be successful in this game. You're gonna have to learn how to do the back A, the up A, and the cover swap cancel into a shot. They're very easy to do. Cover swapping, you have to make sure that you're in between two covers that have a nice short distance between each other. You can't do a cover swap if the cover is too far. So like from here, it's like this cover, it's cover swap. The only thing that you do to make the cover swap cancel is in the middle of it, you hold X or whatever buddy you're using to ready run. And that will start the cover swap cancel. This is very good to outplay your opponents because they think that you're going to commit to the other wall. And you just go to the other side. You can practice by just going between covers and just doing it over. It's a little glitchy, a little laggy right now, but it's okay. All right, so then the back A. Back A is also very easy to do, okay? There are two different versions of back A. There's a defensive back A, which is when you're already in cover, you're sitting here and then you shoot and you get off the cover at the same time. All I did was literally press RT and press back on my left stick. That's it. Or R2, back on your left stick, same thing. Now to make this a little bit better, you can line up the center of your screen, press LT and RT and back up at the same time. Pop shotting is the strongest thing in this game, guys. And when it comes to reloaded, when it comes to center screen Gears of War, pop shotting is the wave. And if your hip fires, all of them, they go to the center of your screen. Now, when it was Gears 3, Gears 4, Gears 5, they all came out of your barrel. and it would go further out. But this game, it goes center of the screen, all right? If you guys want to be, you know, a little shameless with it, put a little piece of tape, put a dot in the middle of the screen. If you have a monitor that has a dot, you can use that, and then make it a lot easier to hit shots. And there you go. Press LT and RT to do defensive back A. Now the offensive back A is a little bit different. As you're sliding to cover, you actually press RT the moment that you hit the covers. But you have to pull off. If you don't pull off, the moment you hit the cover as well, it won't come out. It just looks like this. And that's just a blind fire. So what makes it not do the blind fire animation, you can press RT the moment you hit the wall and pull off the left stick the moment you hit the wall at the same time. And that's it. Simple as that. Then the up A is basically just the animation of going around cover. You press forward on the left stick, you press A, and there you go. But with shooting, that's all it is. You just press RT right before you press A. Or you press at the same time you press A. Or a little bit after. It has to be like a little bit after or a little bit before, or it won't come out. But the best way to do it is kind of in succession. You know what I mean? So it kind of comes out a little bit after. You kind of press it after you press A, which is, it kind of works a little bit better. Back A's are the strongest thing in this game as well. A little bit better than up A's. You only want to use those if you really plan on pushing. Other than that, you're good. Okay, so let's break down to the real game scenario. I want to give you guys an opportunity to kind of go into my mind on how I use my shotgun when I'm outnumbered, or just in general, to be honest. So if you, as you can see up here, it's a 2v5 technically, and my teammate's kind of off alone, and he's kind of fighting everybody alone. And I'm getting to the end of this cover. I see my opponent out here, and the easiest shot I could do is I could just easily LT him one time, get off the cover so he can't back A me in between shots, and then you'll see how it plays out. I LT back A him, hit him with the first one a little bit. It's pretty quick. I get off the cover, hit him with the second shot. By that point, he's very hurt. So what I do is I up A, and then I walk wide right here. Hit him a little bit. I did kind of miss that first one, so it didn't do enough damage. And that last shot I hit him with, that downed him. Now right here, I noticed that my teammate was a very bad situation. So I let this guy up so I could down him out, and I'll just explain the reason for that as well. Now I had to hit him 3 times simply because I kind of missed a little bit of a few pellets. That usually is a 2-shot downrange, especially with an active. My teammate did get a kill right here, but he's still in a bad situation. Now he goes down. And a lot of you guys, what you guys will normally do in a situation is you will instantly go for the down. But this game is all about positioning, and if you can bait your opponents out of like good positioning and isolate multiple fights, you're most likely gonna win your clutch situation. So what I did here is I actually left this guy on the ground to make one of his teammates come over fast to see him on the ground and thinking that I'm possibly not in this area, because you can't mark people while you're down, and most likely they're not in the same party. I'm just playing, like, you know, social matches. So somebody's gonna come, like, I'm in my mind, I'm predicting that somebody's gonna come across running to try to save this guy through either the right side, which is my advantage. Right hand advantage is Gears of War, fucking, you know, just easy Gears of War stuff. All right, you have an advantage always on your right hand, just simply because your shotgun is on the right side. Your left hand is like a lot harder to play. So let's see how this plays out. I keep him down, do a few bounces, you know, just check, roll out. And then next thing you know, his one teammate pushes me, okay? Now, this is kind of what I wanted, to be honest, because now there's nobody else pushing me. There's 3 people alive on his team. He's one of them. And this gives me another 1v1. So I take a few shots on him. He messes up, rolls wide. And the moment he shoots, this is another Gears 1-on-1 thing. When you guys want to use the back hit or up A, the best time to use it is in between your opponent's shots, because every single time you shoot your shotgun, you have to cock it again. So once he shoots here, I instantly back A him, get that kill. Now I'm working the right side. I see his next teammate. This guy is absolutely a bot. Do not lance in the open like this. You know, you rarely will get free kills like this, but this might be some, you know, this might be some new players to the game that play like this. Also notice I popped the active hit, and all I do is I try to take, you know, the least amount of damage I can. I stay in cover. I hit some good shots. Took 4. Move up. Take cover again. Move up. Take cover again. That's all this game is, guys. You move up, you keep advancing, you take cover, you try to take the least amount of damage you can when you're rotating in between covers, and you close the distance to your opponent. Unless you're like holding a setup, and then that's when you can use your Lancer or your pistol. I'm outnumbered here, so the shotgun is kind of was going to help me the most in these like close quarter fights. So right here is I see an opportunity to move up. And that's pretty much just because he shot me a few times. The last guy did. So I'm predicting he's going to have to reload. And I'm also just kind of ego pushing him a little bit because he had the wrong weapon out. You see him switch weapons. So he's at a disadvantage here. If you push somebody when they have like a Lancer out in this range, you're most likely going to win the fight because they have to switch weapons to even really have a chance to fight you. He messes up by meleeing. Then I shoot him once, so it kind of stuns him. If you melee like poorly and you get shot while meleeing, you get stunned. Hit him a few times.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
First one before gears are loaded, baby.
If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you comment, like, subscribe for the boy. I will do way more breakdowns on my playstyle and everything so you guys can understand it to a higher degree. I'll also be dropping a full-blown just movement guide so you guys can really get like some in-depth, you know, cool moves and stuff that you can do in these fights and really take over the game. This is just something short and concise for more of my beginner players to really get their hands on deck with playing well in Gears of War and seeing kind of the fundamentals, you know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for your boy. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Follow me on Twitch as well. We stream every single day. And let's go reload it, baby. Let's get it.